Some have said that there are infinite universes, infinite versions of ourselves and our stories, a web of possibility expanding its eternity and beyond. If so, this is one of those strands. A silver strand glittering in the dark of an autumn moon as a rivalry rises between two competing factions. It's nice to be wanted, but you have to be careful with supernatural creatures. Play tug of war, something always ends up torn apart. Welcome to Crimson Beech! Fourth interlude, The Vampires. Dusk falls in the little town of Crimson Beech, dark and cold as a grave. The townsfolk seem to not know it, though. Wait up, Jade. Come on, Libby, the movie's about to start. But in the forest, just along a border, a more important meeting is taking place. I told you I could meet her by myself. Sounds like a simple way to start a war. You see them before they see you. It is usually this way. You are an ancient and powerful creature, stronger than a storm, and twice as deadly. These children displease you at their peril. Let's begin by choosing a face. No male options. That's nifty for once, I guess. I guess we don't get to choose anything else. Let's head into town. Anastasia. Astoria Lewin, Flagstone Cove offers its respect and regards. Ambassador. He steps forward to kiss your hand as Astoria scowls in disdain. Keep my eyes on Astoria or let him pay his respects. I don't like Lewin, so... You seem displeased. Is this an inconvenient time for the Venedize? Not at all, Ambassador, but I dislike these archaic bits of so-called chivalry. I thought you would as well. Your tone is haughty, withdrawn, but you know that look in her eyes. I wasn't aware you were so concerned with what I liked. Considering an interest in greater unity between our covens. You honor us with your presence. I certainly do. Anyway, shall we move on? The trip to the Nexus is swift. Anastasia! Blair, my little one, how are you? Ah, well, and Remus and Fernanda. Very well. You must visit. My lady. You offer old friends your affection, and you can feel your two rival coven leaders watching you, wondering how the two of their coven mates came to know a creature as storied as yourself so well when they themselves have not. Class, dears. Class. When the fawning has died down, you stand before the chamber. Greetings. I am Anastasia. I come to learn of your covens, bring news of Flagstone Coven, forge a new alliance. We'll try forge new alliance. Our worlds are close, and yet so very far away. You have endured so much, while we have built a near utopia free from influence as those awful hunters. We honor your sacrifice. It's big of you to say, and you feel the energy in the room change with awe to something a little less familiar to you, the gratitude of equals. You manage to hide your disdain, a skill Astoria could stand to learn. We thank you in turn, and we would appreciate any insight you may have. Careful, Lewin. Bow low enough and you'll get dust on those ugly wool pants. You meet her annoyance with cold ease, judgmental rather than curious. Are you not interested in what I have to say? Far from it, Ambassador, I assure you, but a lady of your import, must see through these charades so quickly. I do, yes. I have heard so much flattery in my time, as I'm sure you have as well. Astoria won't gloat, not out loud, but you can feel the pride, the need to be praised singing from her skin as Lewin glowers. Yeah, no one likes you, buddy. You realize it would be kinder, or perhaps simply more expedient, to have these two leaders jockeying for position away from the eyes of their covens. They're both falling over themselves in their own way, and if you want to take full advantage of it, it would be best to have a little less company. I'll admit I am impressed and intrigued by the diversity of your views within your shared domain. There is much to be explored. You caress the word explore, letting the soft glow of the torches glint on your perfect, sharp teeth. I look forward to greater congress between our people, and I appreciate your warm welcome. And with that, you step away towards the door, enjoying the way even insolent little Astoria hurries after you. The night is young, Ambassador. Would you be interested in seeing more of our domain? As long as you both will accompany me. They clearly don't like the prospect, but it is so enjoyable to watch them play tug-of-war with your approval. While I'm sure Lewin has a place in mind, I would suggest the hospital is impressive. The hospital is a boring supermarket compared to what our illustrious guest has back home. Do allow me to entertain you, Ambassador. I will make it worth your while. Worth my while. How can I turn down such an offer? I would like nothing more than to appreciate your domain through your eyes. I look forward to it, Ambassador. Astoria smiles, that delicious glinting smile, as she guides you to the door and out of the Nexus. You mentioned our difficulties with hunters in the past. I would like to show you how our humans now behave in town that belong to us. Lead the way, then. You can feel your hosts lessening their vampiric features as you enter the dingy bar, but one of the many benefits of your age means your power is only seen by humans when you wish it to be. Astoria leans in close to you as you enter. This is a frequent haunt of my coven, Ambassador. The humans are pliable as needed. How very resourceful. So basically, it's an excuse not to change your eyes. Astoria, didn't expect you tonight. What can I get you? The usual, thank you. Coming right up. The spurt of beer from a tap adds to the catacomb of rowdy room as the group of humans hoots and hollers at a partially broken television, shoving each other playfully, others laughing loudly in a corner as the bartender approaches them. Oh, humans. I have a mixed feeling here. Intriguing. I don't know when's the last time I met a human that actually intrigued me. Delicious. Sometimes. Tedious, yes. Why do you let them frequent such a place? Convenience mostly. It's easy to clear the space if needed. And how often is that? Tori is about to answer his accusation when the bartender makes her way back. Can I get your friends anything else? I don't drink beer. Well, we have whiskey too, if you like. If it will make you feel better. I imagine this is a consistent argument between the two of you. The Clemates are far too fond of the humans. The Vanidies are far too reckless in their treatment of them. That is a bit of an impasse, isn't it? How do you manage it? Admittedly, quite badly. You laugh. One of those, this side of the line is my side and your side is the other's affairs. Nothing so pedestrian. Luckily, Lewin's people aren't interested in our prey. Does that go for you as well, Lewin? You're interrupted before he can answer. Go Blades! The patron yells excitedly at some object hitting another object on the TV, and he nearly falls off his stool, thin brown beer sloshing dangerously towards Lewin's vest. Whoa! I'll watch what he does. Time seems to slow as Lewin sidesteps and lets the man crash to the floor. Ow! You don't hide your laugh as the man tipsily struggles to stand. Hey, what did I ever do to you? Aside from falling on me. Put a soothing hand on both Lewin and the human's shoulders. Now, children, let's return to our respective corners and respective drinks, shall we? It's a gentle nudge, but the man's eyes still go glassy with the awe at you. Exhausted by the human devotion for the day, you turn him away. Lewin lowers his voice to lean into Astoria. Of course you would frequent such a place. This is humanity. I thought you'd be tripping over yourself to enjoy them. Hardly. That, however... Pool? Question mark? You follow his eyes to a pool table. The green filter seems to glow in the soft light from the low-hanging lamp. Is that an attempt at Art Deco? It's the closest you'll find in Crimson Beech, I'm afraid. Aside from my own home. A man of taste. If I may. He gallantly offers you a hand and guides you over to the pool table as Astoria tries very hard to look like she hasn't noticed. So, how are you liking Astoria's little dive? The bar is quite the underrated gem. The local color is quite distinctive. That is a charitable way of putting it. I've not been accused of that in a century or two. Well, you are here to see us, aren't you, Ambassador? If that isn't a benevolent act, I don't know what is. Polishes a cue and offers you the other. Do you play? You know, here, I thought we were going for Astoria there for a minute. Then we're forced with Lewin. I hustled Al Capone back in the day. Well, now that is a story I'd like to hear. He was a very enjoyable man to antagonize, I admit. Amusing, messy, but beating him was always very satisfying. You've traveled much more than we have, it seems. I'm simply curious. Perhaps a bit reckless. A vampire of your stature can afford to be. Am I sensing some melancholy? No, nothing like that. I enjoy my duties in Crimson Beech. But I am looking forward to a greater closeness between our covens, so my younger fledglings can see a world outside of our little enclave. That is noble of you. Are you sure it's not that you wish to visit me? That's as well, Ambassador, of course. He takes a shot, and the balls slide along the stained felt with supernatural precision, knocking 3 into the pocket with ease. Sorry to interrupt, but we're going to be late. Late. For the race. What race? But she's already dragging you out of the back and into the crisp, still night. You slip out of her grasp with grace, power, and fury. Like the water. Unhand me. But her fury responds, eyes burning in yours as she grabs you again. Astoria, I would have come if you asked. That's not the first time she's heard that. So possessive, it's charming, really. You let your tongue slide along, protruding fangs. But do not forget that you're beneath me. For a moment, it's like the whole world fades away and you're left with nothing but the wrath and need rising between you, the challenge becoming a promise. I am beneath no one. We'll see. Why ever am I here, then, Astoria? We are here, both of us. You hear the door to the bar slam again as Lewin joins you, his eyes glinting with aggression. Leave her, Astoria. I have. What is wrong with you? They are nearly at each other's throats when you let the air ripple around your ancient form, drawing their attention back to you as you speak pointedly. I am more than well, Lewin. Thank you for your concern. Now, Astoria, what is the race you mentioned? Astoria takes a step back, defensive. There's a race tonight. A race? You race? Just outside the ley lines, if you're feeling dangerous. I can't recommend this, Ambassador. Of course you can. You don't know how to enjoy yourself. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? I wasn't sure it was going to be your sort of thing. But if you want to see Crimson Beech, there's no better way. Ambassador, Astoria is reckless. We are vampires. What is the point if we can't be a little reckless? We don't know. Lewin, stay here. Ambassador, my word is final. He clearly has thoughts, but at the present moment you're not interested in hearing them. Goodbye, Lewin. Not too long after, you find yourself on a dark road, the dim glow of the headlights making the trees look like bones in the fog. You watch as Astoria revs the engine. Are all the competitors vampires? A few. Just to keep the challenge up, we race through the woods, around the town, and away. I suppose this is a form of sightseeing. Exactly, as long as we outrun the fog. He places her hand on the gear shift as the surrounding car begins to rumble. I'm ready, Ambassador. Let's go. Tires whirl and screech as the vehicle takes off, leaving swiftly, closing gaps in the fog. The car careens forward, slamming even your powerful frame against the seat. Can you even see anything? No. That's part of the fun. She weaves like a shark through the water, swerving elegantly through the thick clouds. Every now and then a ghost of a headlight penetrates the gloom, only to be swallowed up as she speeds away. And then you realize you're using your vampire guidance, aren't you? Guilty. Impressive. She places her hand on the gear shift again, her eyes inviting. Wanna try? I was born for this. Or died, as the case may be. You are far funnier than you have any right to be, Ambassador. And you are far ruder than you have any right to be Coven leader. It's my nature. I'm beginning to see that. You place your hand over hers as the gear shift, focusing until there's nothing but you, Astoria, and the magnificent beast humming beneath you. Astoria's strangely melodic voice floats through the haze. You have control. Your voice lowers to a purr. Now doesn't that feel better? You grip her hand and push the gear forward. She lets off the clutch in perfect sync with you, your breaths coming as one. And something huge flies out of the foggy window, but there's no fear. Just the warmth of her. Anastasia. You shift again together, the whole world spreading out before you, clear as the day you rarely see. Truly, eyes are overrated. Why not? Since we don't need to see the road. You bring your free hand to her face, running your thumb along her high cheekbone before drinking her in with a long, hungry kiss. She's surprised for only an instant before she returns your fervor, one hand sliding along your neck, her touch desperate. You give her a small bite and pull away, letting the danger of the other vampire's blood linger and sting on your lips. I like the sound of my name on your tongue. She steps on it. You're thrown back by the momentum as you hear a row of headlights blazing through the fog. The finish line. She nods all business again. Anyone following? You close your eyes and feel the environment around you. They're close. The car revs beneath you as the story turns into an elegant riff that slides you past the glowing line. And we win. I hadn't any doubt. Would we win? A rare laugh leaves her lips. Bragging rights, of course. Now, to get out of this haze. As you keep going through the fog, leaving a hint of the trees, the town, and many headlights behind. You stop just short of the cliff. Fog clears as if on command, burning off into the crisp autumn night. You have a pretty little village, you know. It's no Flagstone Cove, but nothing else is. The story eases the car back to the road and heads for the town square as the sun begins to rise. The three of you take in the sleepy town just before dawn, your prey only beginning to wake. The three of you, question mark? There is still more to see if you wish, but we also give you your space, Ambassador. Why do I suspect this is simply an excuse for you to get more alone time? I'm sick of entertaining your suspicions, Clement. I still don't like Lewin. I would hope I've already shown you that I won't be distracted, unless I wish to be. Of course, Ambassador. Please, call me Anastasia. Of course. But we must ask, Ambassador, if you need to rest before you depart. You're welcome to stay at my home if you wish. Or my home if you wish. Oh, how very kind. But at the end, even though you've played both of them, the possibility of having both is actually limited, as you only have the choice to pick one. And who do you think I'm gonna pick? I'm just saying. You watch a clearly disappointed Lewin disappear into the night, and turn your gaze to Astoria, who watches you enigmatically beside her town's silly little sign. A heavy breath passes between you, like a winter wind over the cold waters you know so well. Astoria? She launches herself at you, hungry, desperate, wanting. She moves with impossible speed, pushing you beyond the town's surrounding tree line and into the woods. If you were anything other than the all-powerful creature you are, you would be worried for your safety, or perhaps even hers. It is her little town. She could be shocking with her wanton need for you. Yet here she is, pawing at your clothes in a way that is most unbecoming for any but the most intimate diplomatic relations. Anastasia. Oh, Astoria, you've been waiting, haven't you? Ever since you saw me. Though, I'll admit, I played my part. She uses her body to answer, pressing close to you as her lips find yours in a rough but reverent kiss. Let her take the lead, why not? She pushes you to the ground, your back sinking into the crackling leaves as she presses her hands in yours, pinning you to the cold ground. I would devour you if I could. What, a little poison got you down, or did you have something else in mind? Suddenly she lifts you to your feet, and you speed through the dark, kissing, caressing, tearing at each other's clothes as she speeds you into the dark house you assume must be her own. You aren't sure what you expected. Astoria said she had a home, but this lodge-like thing wasn't it. She watches you as you take it all in. Now, whatever are we doing here, Astoria? You can see, can't you? Not as well as I'd like. You'll have to tell me what you want. Though she's already tried to pull affection from you more than once tonight. The words seem to tear from her of her own accord. I want you. Forgive me, I'm not sure I understand that. Say it again. Her eyes flash with wrath and desire in equal measure. You mock me. Not unless you ask me to. But I only want to be clear. You desire me, yes? For all your distance, you want me to do unspeakable things to you, tear you apart, put you back together, make you forget any touch but mine. For that is what will happen, Astoria. That is who and what I am. I've warned you now. Would you still have me in your bed? She answers you with a smooth flow of silk as she lets her blouse slide from her shoulders. A self-satisfied smile creeps along her lips as she lays herself bare before you. I thought as much. But you'll have to... This is about the only time we're ever going to get a story in a bag. I will allow you to undress me, though. Never say I am not kind. You can tell some part of her rebels at this, but her need to touch you, however, she wins out, carefully removes each bit of expensive fabric. Interesting. She goes to kiss you, but you grab her with one powerful hand. I told you to beg. I would never. You shall not have me. A fervent gasp leaves her lips as you run your fingers along the strong lines of her stomach and lower. What a waste that would be when you need me so. It is taking every ounce of her willpower to hold herself back. More, please. And what will you give me if I grant your solemn prayer? You run your hand beneath her body, and her hands ball into fists, desperate to touch you, but knowing you won't allow it, not yet. Everything, whatever you want, I want. Your body against mine. She pushes you back onto the bed, making you take the soft sheets and fistfuls as she stretches herself over your thigh, brings her hand between you. Anastasia, you feel incredible. You reach up to pull her hair as her motions grow more fervent, matching your longing with hers. You can feel the impossible heat building between you as she pleads with you between the moans of pleasure. Is this what you want, please, Anastasia? Say this is what you want. It's everything I want more. Yes, whatever you want, however you want. She pants with need, her body quivering as she devotes herself even more deeply to your pleasure with every languid movement. Good girl. More. Even just the command makes her shiver and cry out. More, Astoria, good girl. Anastasia, you make me feel. Please let me. You consider toying with her for another hour or a day, perhaps even a millennia. The heat between you makes the blood in your veins sink in time with hers. Only when she's given you what you most desire does she finally let go, her head lolling back as she clings to you in a near faint. A good girl. Are you ready to admit that you like me being in charge? In some circumstances, perhaps, but only some. You give her a knowing smile as you let your fingers move feather-light along her skin. Her breath hitches as she presses deeper into your touch. All right, several. You are very stubborn, you know that? Have you ever met a vampire who wasn't? Several. Have you liked any of them? Not really. And despite both of your better judgments, you fall asleep in her arms. Wow, the writing was very lackluster there, I'm just gonna say it. As night falls, you join both coven leaders at the forested line between their homes and the dangerous world outside. If you'd like to stay a little longer, Ambassador. You are very kind, but I must return to my fledglings. I'm sure you understand. I know the trouble your little Cass gets into. Of course, the tale has gone that far. Cass is not your affair, Lewin. It has been lovely to watch them bicker one last time, but you cannot stay. Why not? Just to piss off Lewin. You pull her close to you, a little roughly. She's just as rough with you, hearing a kiss from you with a regret you didn't expect. Anastasia. Astoria. Lewin coughed. You glare at him, then return your gaze to her. This isn't goodbye. She forced herself to be composed again. Hard edge returned. Of course. You look up at the moonlight making its way through the red leaves. Ah, Crimson Beech. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Roll black screen and we wait. Yep, that's what I thought. And so we leave Crimson Beech a little warmer and a little bloodier. Happy ending for now. The strands of time and space are plugged with the possibility, then grow still. That is all the bedtime stories we have for you now, dear friends, but there is more in the world that is dreamt of in our philosophy. Thank you for being incredible fans. We're honored to be your Villainous Valentine. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Without further ado, please remember that if you did enjoy the content, to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there and the whatnot. With that being said, it's finally over, isn't it? Thank God. So I'll say this. If you want me, because clearly I haven't clicked that and VIP, if you want me to do Lewin's, story, because, you know, I'm not a huge fan of him, clearly, if you couldn't tell, but for you, I would begrudgingly maybe go through it, and just numb myself. Enough to show you what Lewin is capable of. But with that being said, the Astoria thing was I didn't even have to really censor it because we didn't know what the hell was going on. Like, I mean, no offense, I'm a huge vampire buff, right? I love vampires. I love the lore about them. I love everything vampiric about them, even the bad things. And so, in all honesty, I really wish they were real. But, you know, that's beside the point. Long story short is, I just, come on, that was the best you could do. Like, for some of the really crappy books we have had better scenes that clearly I can't always show on YouTube, but we have had better scenes, and that was just very, let me be honest, lackluster. I mean, come on, this was your chance to have two vampires go at it, apparently, instead of a human and a vampire, right? And you just didn't write it. You didn't let your imagination get a hold of it and go with it. And was it just a Astoria thing? Like, maybe Lewin would be better? Like, I don't know. Like, it just felt extremely lackluster. So, I'm just saying. Also, the fact that this was a forced female main character versus having the option of male or female, or whatever you identify as. I don't understand that either. The fact that it was forced to be one and done. Now, you had the choice between the two of them, fine. But, again, the fact that this was forced to be one and done, just, again, makes me realize what Pixelberry looks at, I guess, the male and in between readers, I guess. So I guess this really only catered to females, I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, for an app that constantly prides themselves on telling us they're all about everyone, it always seems like it's only one, I'm just saying. That being said, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.